You impressed me.
I'm glad I impressed you.
Yeah.
But I can't realistically live in a joint family and feel like that's going to work for me.
All right, listen, let's just have this discussion real quick. First and foremost, we just witnessed Rishi say to Jen, you impressed me. Excuse me? If somebody said to me after meeting their family that you impressed me, I would be 100% offended. Why? Because you're basically telling me that you was worried about who I am isn't going to be good enough for your family. If who I am isn't good enough for your family, well then guess what? I don't need to be with you. Because if I'm not good enough for your family, then there's no way that I can be good enough for you. Because it means that when I'm with you, you're always judging everything that I do based on will my family actually accept you? And if that's how you're going to judge me, why would I want to be with you? You should only be with someone that when you introduce them to your family, you don't need to worry about that they may say this or they may do that. To be honest with you, I've been in this position myself before. Didn't like it. Very uncomfortable. I don't like pretending to be someone who I'm not. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. Naturally, we will all simmer down certain aspects of ourselves so we can come across, you know, more, I don't know, whatever, right? Which is cool, but literally be judged is nuts. But also, let's look at it this way. So we know that in the last episode, Rishi took Jen to his friend's house. So therefore, the wife could show her how to be a wife to him. So therefore, you know, when it comes to convincing the family, he can be like, well, she can do that, she can do this, she understands this, she understands that. All of that is a lot of energy. Why do people do these things, to be honest with you? If you love someone and you want someone to love you the same way you love them, it doesn't make sense. If I'm an American woman now, if I'm an American woman now and I fall in love with someone who's from a different country, different culture, whatnot, and then I have to change my ways to be accepted, but he doesn't have to change nothing because my family will happily accept him the way he is, that isn't healthy. A lot of people have obviously been through this experience, but it is not healthy. If I have to change for your family, but you don't have for mine, well, then that doesn't make sense. I'm going to be with someone that I don't have to change and they don't have to change. Equal. It's healthy. But anyway, let's talk about the other aspect. The other aspect is Jen then saying, I'm not going to be living with his family. Now again, this is where it gets a bit tricky because I could say to you, well, Jen should have done her research. But we know that Rishi has been lying to Jen when it comes to, you know, how their relationship was going to be anyway. In fact, his response is legit a response of a salesman.
I think it's a topic to discuss at another time.
Well, let's think about it.
Tell me, what is there to think about? I mean, I don't even know why she's even said we can talk about it another time because she knows that she's not going to do it. But I guess maybe she's just saying it because she knows how the conversation is going to go. But in response is we can think about it. What's there to think about? I mean, I understand what's there to think about, but what's there to think about? The dynamic of the relationships on this show is just ugly. I was going to say shambolic, but I've changed it, just ugly. Yeah. But we continue.
Let me ask you this. I mean, is that like a deal breaker for you? Because that's not really something that I want to do. I just don't think it's a good idea.
That is the question, isn't it? But you know what, though? I'm looking forward to, I mean, I already know how you answer it, of course, because I've done the full reaction on Patreon. Link is down below in the description. But the question is very simple. You know, is it a deal breaker for you if I do not want to live with you and your family? Is it going to be a deal breaker? Let's listen to the salesman.
So you'd be willing to live separately from your family?
Yeah, I can.
If you believe him, then boy, man, he's a great salesman. I don't believe this guy one bit. I mean, she asked him the question. First and foremost, he gave a different answer. Then she asked him again. And then now he's saying, yes, I will. I mean, Jen, to be honest with you, this is where you look like a fool. How many times has this man said yes to many things that you've asked for and then it hasn't happened? How many times has this man misled you and it hasn't happened? To be honest with you, I don't know why Jen is even bothering to actually care anymore. We continue.
mom, family, deal with it? Or are you going to be like, well, I don't know, Jen, maybe this isn't going to work out because my family's upset about this? Are you prepared to say, well, I don't care what you guys think?
Yeah, I'm prepared already.
You know what though? I gotta love and respect the amount of reassurance that she is demanding from him. She's asking him in every single way possible to make sure this man isn't just saying yes for the sake of saying yes. But at the same time, and you know, I understand and I respect her needing this man of reassurance. Why she has to keep going around it in circles upon circles to make sure it is clarity. But let me tell you something right now. If you are in a situation with someone, relationship or friend or family, who doesn't matter who it is, and you have to ask them multiple ways to be, so you're 100% sure that they're going to stick to the word, guess what? That person shouldn't even be in your life, because that means that person has clearly let you down multiple times. Because for someone to put that level of doubt in your head, that you're worried that they're not going to stick to what they say, what is the point? That is energy wasted. Wouldn't you rather be around people, you know, around someone that when you say something and they say yes or no, you know they're going to stick to it. Not that you have to ask them in so many different ways for reassurance because it's that bad. But also at the same time though, now this one is not related to their relationship, because what I just said is related to their relationship. But then I'll say this though, but then at the same time, well, do you want to be around someone who carries baggage from elsewhere? Because there are some people who have been let down so many times by other people that when they come into a life with someone new, whether it's a new friendship, new relationship, whatever, right? Even though that person is actually someone that actually means what they say, they still want to question that person. Yo, if you're that person who's still getting questioned by the person carrying baggage, don't waste your time with the person carrying baggage. There's no point of being around people who are going to treat you as if you're not loyal to your word when you know you're loyal to your word. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So it goes in different ways, but at the end of the day, the red flag is there. The signs are there for Jen to walk away. They've been there. But hey, for some bizarre reason, she's desperate to marry this man. I'm anyway, let's continue.
I will agree to wait until the summer for you to tell him. I'm hoping that by agreeing to this, that you will keep your word and not make a fool of me or...
You know, these two spent, was it 2 years, something like that, without being together because of COVID or that kind of stuff. And now she's going to agree. She's got a visa that only lasts up to 4 months. So now they're going to wait until the summer for him to tell his family. Lady, this man has had 2 years to tell his family that he was engaged to you. He's had 2 years to get everything set up and done and dusted. He hasn't done none of those things within that time. You found out that within the 2.5 years you've been together, his family's been looking for another woman for him because they have no idea that you're actually his woman. If the man cannot tell his family that he's got someone and he allows his family to continue looking for a wife for him, why would you, for starters anyway, still be in this situation? You should have got on a plane or at least spend the rest of your time there as a vacation or something, but instead you're still staying and fighting for this pointless relationship. But the bottom line is like, now you're going to wait an extra 2 months or extra whatever it is until summer for him to tell his family that you're actually someone to him that is, well, to tell his family that you're actually his fiance. He's had years to do that. The level of patheticness is a madness. Is patheticness a word? Is that a word? Did I just make that up? Google Maps. I mean, Google, let's, I mean, I gotta find this out now. Patheticness. Apparently it's a word. Okay. We continue. We learn new things every day. This time it's not a word that I made up. I prefer when I make up words though.
It was pretty much written up front on the visa that it's a single entry 30 days visa. She didn't have any clue. I feel this is a crazy American behavior. I mean, you're...
I love the way this guy literally just slams America. This is crazy American behavior. But anyway, so basically, in a nutshell, she's going to check out on her visa to see how it works. Now, Jen was under the impression that when it comes to a visa, she can use it and then she doesn't have to renew it. You know, it's something that as long as she leaves within a certain timeline, so her visa's for 4 months. She was under the influence that she left for at least 30 days. She can come back without reapplying for the visa. She has now found out that she would need to reapply for another visa if she leaves India or when she leaves India anyway. And the only way she can avoid it is if she was to get married to Rishi within the next 15 to 20 days, around that mark there, which of course isn't going to happen because, you know, well, we know the situation, right? So right now, she's obviously livid with the fact that, you know, she actually has to go back to America and then come back again pretty much to actually be with this man. All this effort for a man that has been lying to you. But I love the reference, but I love it, man. Typical American baby. You think you can just come and you think you can just come and go in any country because you think you're the first world country? You think you own the rest of the world? No, not here in India. You still need to go apply for your visa. And if they take as long as it likes too. I love the energy of this guy, man. I really dislike entire people. And that's not me saying Americans in general. I'm just saying generally speaking. Obviously, this guy generalized and said American. Obviously, not all Americans are like this, you know what I mean? There are some very intelligent Americans out there who do actually leave. In fact, whenever I actually travel and go to different parts of Europe, I always see so many. And you know they're Americans because the accent is so bloody strong. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, if everybody... You know what? I'm going to sway off real quick. Where was I? I think I was in Salzburg. And I was in a museum. And this guy was like, hey, man, if everybody wants to leave, put your hand up. I was like, yo, and this is the... I think this guy must have been like 18, 19. I'm thinking, did he just do that? Like... I was like, Americans are a bit different still. Like, there's no way I would go to a trip and hear a British person say, "Yeah, all right, mate. Hey, mate. So, you know." Oh man, I gotta love the American vibe, man. It's beautiful to watch. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue. I'm just saying that people really need to stop generalizing. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah. Anyway,
It's just nothing. Anything that's meant to be is not meant to be this hard. Like, message received, universe.
If only she was being serious about that statement, you know, because right now she's like, oh my goodness, the fact I have to go back and then come back is just madness. Message received, universe. Well, if only she was being serious, but we know that Jen ain't serious. She should really take this as, I mean, listen, she's had all the red flags in front of her. This is one of the biggest one of them all. But I've got a strong feeling that Jen and Rishi will be back for another season, to be honest. I see them as a couple who's going to be back for... Yeah. I think out of all the couples of this season so far, they're probably going to be the ones that are probably going to be back again. Given the fact that she has to leave as well and then come back again. It's a bit like Andrew Dean and Michael have got to leave and come back again. You know what I mean? You know, Usman, the Kimberly leave, come back. You know what I mean? So, if you ask me, we're definitely going to be seeing Jen and Rishi again for another season of 90 Day Fiancé. But hey, until then, let's continue with this episode, eh?
I feel like maybe this is just God telling me that this is not the right relationship for me, that I need to just stop trying to make this work.
Yeah, yada yada. I have no sympathy for you to be honest. If you should have done your research, you should have checked out the visa in the first place. But to be honest with you, whether or not she had done research on the visa or not, doesn't mean that her and Rishi should be together regardless. Because there's so many other... There are bigger red flags in their relationship than this whole visa mishap. Literally, this is minor. You're dealing with a salesman. What product what product is he selling you that is that good? Huh? Come on now. We know it's not the wood because you're not willing to give it up to him until you get married, right? So yeah, what is it? What makes him so special that you want to be on TV screen looking like a fool, avoiding every single red flag going? Huh? Means I got masters. I didn't do all my master's degrees to come here, you know, and become a maid. It doesn't matter how many masters you got, you still look like a dumb fool on TV chasing a man that doesn't even care about you. Because if he did, he would have moved mountains a long time ago, and he has moved none. The only thing he's moved is more and more sales of lies to you, because you are the customer that keeps buying into the sales. She's the kind of person, if she walks into a car dealership. Let's say the plan was for her to go to a car dealership and she was only meant to spend 10K on a car. She's going to walk out spending 20K on a car instead. Because she's that gullible, that delusional, that... But we continue.
You meaning like you might be like not come to India when you leave now?
It's a possibility.
All that beeping and all them kind of things in the background is hella annoying, you know, not gonna lie to you. But anyway... Yeah, Jen right now is pretty much telling Rishi that if I go back to America, it's not a guarantee that I'm going to come back. Looking peak. This is the face of a salesman who realized he may have just lost the sale and he has to go back to the drawing board and try and con someone else instead. Ah, damn. Yeah. I have no sympathy for you, Rishi. You played all your cards incorrect. But hey, let's be real. I'll be very surprised if Jen doesn't come back.
I hope we will make it, and I don't want to lose you, like, just because of that visa and all.
Well, in life, we live and we learn. What did we learn here? Is that still a mystery, right? I'm joking. What we learn is that Jen is still in a position where she's still... you can't tell me that the relationship ends just because of a visa, after everything else that has gone down. But at the end of the day, you know, she is told Rishi that I don't believe that I will be... There's a chance that I won't be coming back to India. And there's a chance that we won't be together, because I know when I go back to the States, I'm going to have my family, my friends all telling me that I wasted my time and telling me that they told me so. Everything that they've been telling me, they're going to do it again. And therefore, they're going to put me in a position where I may just not want to come back. So it's not a guarantee that she's not coming back. You know what I mean? She's just saying that this is what's going to happen when I go back to the States, and it may mess things up for me. Because let's not forget though, Jen's whole approach since she's been in India was to pretty much put everything that everybody has said, she was put into play to test the waters. I mean, like I said before, I'd be very surprised if we don't see Jen and Rishi again in another season, do you know what I mean? But obviously, we'll see how this season ends, you know what I mean? But hey. And let's be honest, this is 90 days, man. I'm sure they'll find a reason for it to go back. Oh no, the visa isn't an issue, it's the family, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Either way, though, thank you so much for your time. Let me know exactly what you're thinking down below and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course.